Yeah,
So
it's no big deal. I mean, I don't think you really plan that much around the Viper. I don't feel like this Viper hero is that good of like an OP pick or anything. I'd be interested to know the reasoning behind why Quincy picked it early, and possibly because they can flex it, possibly because of some denied picks of heroes that they think are really strong with the Centaur Warlock. It's
oh,
hard to say.
okay. I know why they know this game's gonna go 60 minutes. Hurricane Pike on Viper is really good.
With the Ballista,
It's
of course.
it's wait, what did I say? I said Hurricane Pike.
You
Sorry, I
said
meant
her, yeah.
Ballista, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. The top two heroes, gentlemen, Drow and Viper, in case you're wondering, for Ballista.
Sniper.
And Sniper, top three. Sorry.
Sniper's number one. It's a strong hero.
All right, proceeding through some of the bans as 4 positions get their attention. Tusk taken off the table, which is a MSS prominent hero, and they themselves grab up the Nyx Assassin here, typically known to be kind of a spirit counter, but it's kind of an interesting position here.
Yeah, MSS is pretty banned out here, it seems. I mean, it would be a pretty good Rubik game if, well, I suppose he could very likely be on the line, but you see SVG playing this line hero a lot. So Quincy's actually one of the few teams that runs this frequently as a 5 instead of a 4. Often like SVG and MSS will both just be on 4 like heroes, you know, like SVG will play Alina and then MSS is some Tusk, and it's like, okay, well, this shouldn't work, but it does. They find some way of making it work in terms of farm.
What about his Rubik? This feels like a really good Rubik.
It does feel like a really good Rubik game, yeah. You can steal, I mean, you've got 2 great stuns to steal from the Centaur and the Nyx, and then 2 huge teamfight ultimates to steal from the Centaur and the Warlock. Okay, it looks like it is probably a 4 Lion instead with the 5 SVG.
Full-blown yoga type lineup of flexibility here if they want, right? Maybe it's off lane Abaddon and still a mid lane Quinn and maybe 5 position Lion, but
have we seen position 1 Abaddon from Quincy crew ever?
5 seconds remaining.
You are?
It's more of a South American thing, but I see it in like high-level NA pubs every now and then, at the very least.
We saw the cut, right? Wasn't it the cut? Who did the SMD Abaddon? So
oh, that's right.
It's definitely in the water. It's in the water for sure.
Manta into
it's
Echo
there.
Saber.
People definitely expect it to be possibly a thing. There's a lot of NASA spammers of this ABBA.
I wouldn't put it past Quincy that they just suddenly know it, because I feel like that's a situation like in season 1 where we were talking, like Wisp is brought up as a core Wisp, and we never see it, and then Quincy suddenly have it at the major and it wins a game for them. Like, you know, these kind of what seem off-brand meta picks is something Quincy crew could pull out, but maybe they don't even show us.
10 seconds
But a Wind Ranger is definitely something a bit new for us in season 2.
seconds remaining.
Maybe an Esk type of hero he likes to play.
Yeah. I mean, I could see Zero playing that too, but the Centaur already being picked. Like, usually these offlaners are just generic stunning heroes these days, more often than not. That's kind of how it feels. The patch is shaping up to be.
Was this a bad Storm game? I know Lion isn't like the instant hex, but everybody else doesn't feel like they do much against Storm instead of the Windrunner, is what I'm saying for Black and Yellow, because it feels like an okay Storm game.
I think Windrunner's it's along the same reasoning where, other than the Lion, there's not much to deal with mobility. So the Wind Ranger gives you, like, if you get the Wind Run off, then Lion hexes you. You don't really care that much that you're hexed, because you're still not going to die. So it's kind of like a safer pick than the Lion. But you could argue, if you go for Storm, you just jump the Lion, because he's the only disabler. So, I mean, now they have the Void Spirit, so it's not so much the case.
All right, both teams looking for position 1, so that's all we're going to see banned here in all likelihood.
Yep, down to Yowar versus Envy, and we're getting rid of some of the top candidates, but there's still some trusties in there, like your Jugs and your Trolls, and there's been a Life Stealers in the past.
I don't know if Wraith King is necessarily good against Quincy crew, but it's good with Black and Yellow's lineup for sure. They have this big team fight. They have somebody that can sit in front. Warlock in the back with the Fatal Bonds, Chaotic Offering. You have Disengage with Stampede. And we know that Envy likes to spam the same heroes in the series over and over and over. So,
which is why he's going to be Gyro. That's exactly why he's going to be Gyro.
no, please.
He's going to go boots, branch, start on Gyro. That's what's going to happen, because this is
with homing missile, of course.
Probably homing missile. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Oh no.
You've also seen Terrorblade before, but I don't know if that's something that you want to go against Lion and Viper. They ban it themselves.
Yep.
But yeah, is one of those remaining cores that is left.
Oh, of course. Faceless Void is still there for both teams. So one of the top tier carries right now, it seems. People really like this hero.
Jug.
Yeah,
The
I
old
feel like this
trusty.
is a really good Void game. Other than like the Lion, which is a bit of a pain, but
You know, we talked about how Spectre is almost certainly hard countered by Viper. I still would not be surprised to see
If he
Envy
goes-
play Spectre.
Yeah.
Spectre plus Fatal Bonds and like Centaur. I mean, it seems pretty good. I mean,
5 seconds.
I mean, if you just
Maybe
look
you
at their
just discredit
lineup,
it,
yeah,
yeah.
it's good.
oh, good
Nice
call,
call,
Jenkins.
nice
The
call.
Faceless Void
making it.
Envy comes out. And you got to tell me, gentlemen, even after a very tough game one, can Black and Yellow get a game here and take us to a 3-game series, Jenkins?
I'm actually going to go Black and Yellow. I think they have overwhelming team fight, and Quincy doesn't have anything special to deal with it.
All right.
I picked Quincy Crew for game 1, and they won as expected in very expected fashion as well. Very easy game, so I will go Quincy Crew again. I mean, you are Juggernaut. That's a classic, tried and true.
All right. Well, why don't we go ahead and get into a break? When we come back, we have got Lyrical, Aui, Pop-Tart, and Knoxville joining us on the broadcast.
Ladies and gents, we're on back now. It is game number 2. We're diving back into the mayhem. Lyrical, Aui, going to be bringing you the action again with the lovely Pop-Tart and Knoxville bringing the stats and the obs. Not respectfully because I switched them back up. That's the way that works. Aui, how you doing?
I can't focus.
I know.
I'm having struggles. My brain hurts.
You
That was
know,
a good game of Dota.
it really was. And I think that there was like this collective, just like everybody keen in on this in NA Dota that was sort of like, what the hell is happening? And I messaged Jack afterwards. He put out the tweet that was like, after that, I needed multiple hearts as well. But I made the point to him that I was like, you know, Envy Dota, it's good for the game to have him back in it. And he was like, yeah, it is. He's the mad genius, the baffler himself. This is what he does. He makes Dota entertaining. You love to see it.
Yeah, for sure. And okay, so talk about this game though. I'm
Okay.
surprised Quincy are putting the Abaddon bottom. I guess it's not quite decided yet because you can still switch lane. LA is just running at them. He does not care. No
He's
cares.
ready. Ready to go.
But I think a good stun for Janssen, sneaking the bouncer in there. Trade 2 for 2. But I think what they want is they want the Lion versus the Nyx, and they want the Abaddon versus the Warlock. So
Okay.
it appears like Black and Yellow, I don't think you should put the Warlock bottom. Like, the idea is like you heal the Centaur, he buys a Vanguard, he's really tanking, you just sit there. But it feels a bit weird to me, because now you have a Nyx Void versus a Viper Lion. Like, honestly, I think they should get destroyed top on Black and Yellow this game.
Yeah, this is wild. I mean, on the one hand, yes, you can go for the, you know, time walk after the damage comes from Earth Spike, but the flip side of that is just standing in this Nether Toxin. It can't be good.
Where's Envy going?
I don't know. Dude, he's gonna have to jump to try and get to these creeps, which he will, but a little bit of a weird one there. As I believe that we do have a little bit of noise in our ears at the moment, so I'm gonna have to mute Suns fan. But Aui at the moment,
I need to mute him, he's too loud.
unbelievable.
Sorry.
The viewers, I don't think, got to hear that one. That was just for our ears. But regardless, it's looking like it's going to already be a better time for Quincy Crew. You can see 8-2 on the Void Spirit, having a much better time against this Wind Ranger.
And I think this matchup is Void Spirit favored, and I think a lot of, like, that game was so crazy we forgot about like sort of the fundamentals that made Black and Yellow do so well. I think they got a lot out of lanes last game, and that was on the back of Esk. He was, honestly, I think he was just outplaying Quinn mid, which is
Right.
great to see from these newer mids.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I feel like normally this is the way that it goes, right? Is that you have like up and coming players that absolutely excel at the laning stage, and it's sometimes those mid game things where it can fall off a little bit, and they just need that experience, like you were talking about in the last one.
For sure. I think there's definitely a parallel there between like real sports too. Like, you have these like incredibly mechanically gifted players,
Right.
and then as you get older, like, you'll gain experience, and even if you lose some of the mechanics, the experience more than makes up for it. So I'm excited to see what Esk has in store for us later.
Yeah, totally. And already trade off there
Courier
of the
bottom.
bounty runes, and yeah, the courier will go down. Zero able to take that one. The Centaur hero does feel kind of
Top lane.
strong. Oh,
Mo
they're
just
going for
hit
it.
6 tower hits.
Oh, get out of there. Right click.
He's
Envy.
He's dead.
Bang, bang. Gets first
Wow.
blood on the Envy.
So this is a lane where I think it's unplayable for Dire.
Yeah.
But Eternal Envy Genius has decided that he will show no mercy today, and they just get a first blood. That's huge because, you know, Envy, he's gonna go brown boots. Like, he has that treads queued up, but I don't believe him. Like, he's just gonna get a Mask of Madness and go jungle this game.
Probably. I mean, to be honest, even in spite of that, it's a scary ass lane. He's a little bit behind in CS still, and we'll be able to get a couple denies every now and then on
this lane
Leslow.
only gets worse. Like, as Leslow starts to get the levels and Mojo, like, they constantly have this DOT. How you counter Void in lane is like you constantly hit him so that he can't use the time walk to regen a lot of health.
Right.
Ooh, Yamsam going for the rune steal. I like this a lot. Pretty good, pretty good. He's
And
gonna take away
Envy,
rune for Void Spirit.
in the meantime, is just like getting these triple bashes and like time dilating them. That's pretty sick.
He's just chatting up. Didn't drop his branches to stick. Little critique there for me.
Right. Message him about it. Let him know.
Nah, I've told him.
Okay.
He knows. Just like you can turn off Radiance.
Does
but
he know that now?
I don't know. I didn't tell him, but
Okay.
like, I swear I've told him. Like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, in the meantime, Envy is somehow managing to somewhat solo that as they get the pulls off to the side. And down bottom, we've been able to see
Ooh,
Zero get pushed out a little bit. Are they going on him? Okay, never mind.
Really nice timing from that Hex on Mojo. He didn't do it. Like, in pubs, I see a lot of people, they chain their stuns by when the stun finishes, you press it like so that it chains like a full chain. But Mojo understands that Void has a cast animation, right? So he uses Impale, and then he hexes him right before he can time walk, which means you get an extra like 0.2, 0.3 seconds of disable. It's a small thing, but it made a difference there for the kill.
Right. Well, because often those sort of stuns are balanced around the idea that, okay, the person can get off like a BKB or something afterwards. But, you know, if you have that cast animation on time walk, not going to be the same. Kind of cool. 1,000 gold lead already for Quincy Crews. They're coming out ahead
this
in
mid
all
lane
of the
is
lanes.
rough. I mean, I think the panel was talking about it, but it's hard to deal with losing those games. Like, you got Megas, you played really well, you deserve to win that game.
Right.
Like, I mean, in my head, I deserve to win every game. But that game in particular, these players probably feel like they deserve to win that game. And I think Esk, he's having a little trouble with the mental aspect, right? That's something that experience gives you. And Esk has been around for a while, but he hasn't competed this way in a long time, I think.
Right. Well, and it's, you know, it's not easy even for players that have competed for a long time and done it in this capacity to sort of come back from those types of games.
Also, I've played these types of matches versus Quinn where he has like the better lane, and he's very oppressive. Like, he's not a very nice person, so he just like, you know, not super
We're
nice,
not even
but, like,
talking about
if he
Dota
has-
anymore.
yeah, no, Quinn actually killed my family. Like, I hate him. But
Jeez.
like, if he has an advantage in the lane, like, he's the type of player who'll push it to the limits.
Right.
Like he's a top tier mid. Most top tier mids will do that. So
Yeah. That's what you want to see. Good stuff. You can see most pro Void Spirit games right now. Quinn sitting at the top by a comfortable margin.
I'm
right
surprised
at
it's
the
not
top.
more.
And a higher win rate than all of
bottom
them.
lane is spinning on
Jeez.
center. I think this is a good way to play the lane from Yawar. You need to keep burning the center's regen, otherwise he's gonna out-sustain you and keep double edging you. And while you have healing
Ooh.
ward, oh,
Focus fire. Esk takes a lot of damage from Quinn. Needs to back out though. All those arrows sticking out of him. But the power shot. Oh, but the aphotic shield to turn it again. Dude is alive on nothing. Walking through the trees, trying to get out of there. Has one more step in a TP. Yamsun still on his tail and going to try and find the TP out. Does Yamsun guess? Not going to. Just gets
that was
away.
close. It was even more close because right after the Abaddon hit the Nyx, his Tranquil Boots came on Courier, so he had that unbroken Tranquil Boot move speed. I thought he was gonna catch him from that.
Right. Yeah, it could have been devastating.
Yeah, no, because like I've seen this a lot. Like I played with Brawl for a long time, and that guy's really good in lane. The only way that guy generally loses a lane is he's winning a lane and he tries to solo kill the enemy mid and he dies. And it happens like relatively often because like you should play aggressive in Dota.
Right.
And like I don't fault him for it, but that's how you like lose a one lane, right?
Of course.
Yeah, that could have brought S back into the game.
Yeah, it would have been nice for him, definitely. And he's still sort of struggling. They also were able to take down Jubei down bottom on that Warlock, just the sort of beat down that eventually came. And then, of course, also up top, they were able to kill off the Nyx assassin. So Black and Yellow losing a couple of supports here. Zero squaring off against LOA. He's doing a lot of damage. Zero, I am not sure how this goes. Maybe a power shot coming from Esk is enough, though.
There's actually
Dire's middle tower
LA has walked up the most hills alone into fog of any support I've seen in this series.
Oh my god.
Like,
Dude.
look at him. Do you think he cares?
He's just getting out of here. Denied an agents. Oh, Juve says no. 0, though. I mean, that took a ton of Zero's time.
That was good for Radiant. I think that death was really good. You get 3 heroes there, you get a free TP scroll so you're rich, and like Yawer got like a free wave and a half, and Esk like wandered around for a bit, so Quinn got lane control mid for the 8-minute rune.
Right. Yeah, really good stuff. Although...
Wait, who's a better player? Esk is better. He gets
Best
the
player.
haste rune here.
Yeah.
And Envy's rotating mid with the Chronosphere.
Dude, they're doing it again. 0 in the meantime goes down to Yuar. Yeah, he can play pretty impressively there, and that's the Omni slash down afterwards. So
I'm actually very surprised Envy got treads before Mask of Madness.
yeah,
Like, if you get Mask of Madness before boots on Luna and Jaro, like why would you not get Mask of Madness before treads on Void? It's just a bit confusing to me there. And like you see like these moves on Void, if you watch sorry.
oh, he's just dead. That's fine.
He's dead. He's super dead. If you watch like really good Void players, what happens is they'll do pretty well in lane because this hero's a pretty strong laner now. And then the mid gank should come off a TP. Like you TP, especially with the new TP range, you TP slightly into trees, you just time walk and chrono summon and you kill the mid. Instead, that felt really awkward because I didn't watch his path, but I feel like he just walked from top.
Right.
Like he slowly walked from top, and then he slowly walked mid, and then he ended up like running a marathon from top tier 1 into the small camp at his ancients, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
And now he's like ran across the entire map. Like he's killed like a small camp and maybe a hard camp. And the last minute, I think he's got like 300 net worth.
It is interesting. I wonder if there's maybe something else going on with like him staying off map and then people feeling pressure or something. Like it feels like there's some thought that he has about it. It's not just like casually doing it, but maybe it is. Who knows? Hard to tell and get into the mind of Envy, as he is cutting the wave now down bottom. MSS is nearby, has level 6, or no, excuse me, halfway to level 6, and it's right before that 10-minute mark as well. But there's 4 heroes by black and yellow in the area. MSS is going to go for a deny TP, huh?
He has no TP score on MSS. They're going on mid. I think Quincy are debating whether to defend this tower. If someone TPs mid from black and yellow, they should instantly TP bottom and defend this.
Okay.
But I think they're okay trading tower damage for Ooh,
They
Woodrise
see the TP?
mid. They don't see it yet? Oh, they do see it. Okay. I think they're okay trading towers like this. It's just like I like MSS's position there. He's ready to force a mistake.
All right. Well, they did manage to take that tower, like you're saying. Still back behind, but without a TP scroll means he has to smoke up and walk out of there.
He's behind Envy though. This is a kill. They're gonna kill Envy.
Envy don't have level 6 yet on the Lion, but they don't need it. Quinn and
That's a
Leslau
good kill.
combo together for it.
They should re-smoke here, I think. They should re-smoke and go for Windrunner. They have Finger now. I think they should have left the Viper bottom and smoked with Quinn here. But, I mean, what they're doing is fine. Like, this is a more economic play, but I think they could have chain plays really well here.
Right. They do have one now if they want to go, but they're going to be underneath a ward in just a second here. It's just outside of range. It's that ward you like over on that little cliffy.
That is a very good ward. It will pretty much never get dewarded.
Wow.
Alright, so Quinn pushes out all the bottom, but now your strongest hero, your Void Spirit, is sort of trapped in the corner of the map. I think when they watch this replay, they're definitely going to look at his play. I think Quinn will look at himself, actually. And, like, this felt weird. Because in Dota, when you're making these plays, you don't really have a sense of what's right or wrong. Like, you might know something off, but it's hard to say, like, oh, this is wrong mid lane.
Ooh, Stampede. Gonna be used. The follow-up there after the Vendetta. Quick and easy. And the Chrono, his entire team. Yawar is gonna spin him down on the other side.
Their Finger. Oh.
And they just take down Yemsun. Oh no, the taunt pulls back into Envy and he is going to fall. Ooh, that hurt. Oh,
That's rough.
That was not what he wanted. Oh, God.
I don't think he realized that Viper didn't have a wand, because he didn't need to Chrono there, just because Viper doesn't have a wand. Like, that Chrono's the right decision if there's a 20 stick, right?
Yeah.
He's going to get a turn and burn there. But yeah, just unfortunate there. And I think we're sort of seeing one of the weaknesses of Dire's draft, is that I don't know where the damage is coming from. I was thinking during the draft, when they drafted this Viper hero into the Centaur, I'm like, wait, doesn't Centaur just counter Viper? Because you just press Stampede and you walk away, right?
Yeah.
But the thing about Centaur lineups is that Centaur is inherently a low damage hero. And they usually he's paired with these heroes like, you know, Sunshine was mentioning this Shadow Demon or like the Skyrath, stuff like that, which makes up for his lack of damage because it's good control and good utility with Stampede and Stun. But now they have a low damage carry, a low damage offlaner, a low damage 4, and Windrunner had a bad lane. So it's very hard for Black and Yellow to look for these kills. With that said, they don't care. They have no chrono, go.
Ooh, Esk is
No Vendetta, though. I don't know if this
very
happening.
nearby. They're going to try and go on him here, maybe. Cuts through the
They waited
trees.
for the
Do they
Vendetta.
spot
They
him?
just stun him. No hit on the next. No hit on the next. Just stun and kill.
Oh
Bro.
my god. What happened? That's not the way.
And it's like,
Wait, hold on. They have Warlock
Oh.
ulti. This could still be a
Quincy
turn
turning
here.
around.
He has 3
This
points.
fight looks really bad for Black Yellow. They need to get out.
Yeah. He also only has 1 point in Fatal Bonds. Took 3 in the heal. Yemsun in trouble. Going to go down. Jubei also trying to survive through this. Not going to happen.
It's like, in a pub, I'm going for that hit and stunning them.
Right.
But like, when you play versus people like Yawar, like, he is going to get spin off before you stun him.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. You have to respect your opponent more than that. They could have got a free pick on the jungler and turned it into a good fight. But instead, they lose 2 heroes, they waste Stampede, and they turn it into 3 heroes. Like, that one play, like, changes the course of the game.
Well, to be fair, I think it just continues the course of the game. They're up
You're right,
6,000 gold now.
I mean, this, like, at the same time, like, it's rough. You just had a rough loss. It's
Yeah.
hard to, like, make the, like, technical right play at the right time under all this pressure, too.
Yeah.
But I just, like, that was a cool play, you know? The enemy didn't expect it. You're down chrono,
Right.
and, like, you're going for a smoke. And, like, it's just sad to not see that play work, because
Right.
I think the idea was very cool. Look at how he just walks up. Just walks up these hills. He doesn't care.
Oh my god. He's going to go back in, isn't he? He's thinking about it now. That'd
Hell
be
yeah.
crazy.
Look at him. No.
He doesn't
Get
care.
in there.
He's like, give me some of that experience. Come on. I love it. So many
He's just
heroes
like
nearby.
He's just a mobile ward. He de-wards the cliff. He has a good ward there. You know, he chases them off the camps. He can't farm these ancients. It's rough now. They're like, when you have 5 heroes at your mid tower like this, like, that's all that's sort of messed up.
Yeah.
Like, it's 14 minutes in the game. You're down 7k gold, and you're within 600 range of your tier 2.
Oh my god, they
and then
smoked
you
under the
smoke
ward
under a
that
ward.
just expired. It's
And
about
then
to
Aui
expire.
just sits on the hill and breaks your smoke, and then, you know, it's time to call it.
Bye. See you later. Damn, dude. Yeah, they're killing it right now. Quincy crew, it's looking spicy indeed. They know how good this is. They know how good this is.
Yeah, for Black and Yellow, like, I want to say you hate to see it, but that was honestly just masterful from Quincy Crew. Like, how you can see the difference in how the teams construct the map.
Right.
Like, when Quincy Crew has a map, this network lead is growing and growing. Black and Yellow last game, they had a 3k lead, they got the Aegis, and the network stayed at 3k. It was really weird. Oh, Midlane?
Oh, they got S. He's going
Roughly rough.
down, and they're trying to take down LA. He still has ulti.
Look at he's running at them. He's
Yeah.
hitting him. He's like,
still
please,
chasing.
come at me, bro.
Oh no, Jubei has to TP all the way home, and well, I mean, they need to get out of here with 0 with everybody. Envy's over in the area too. He does have a TP, but they're just gonna get the spin down now. Pulls back 0, has the impale. He is also dead. Absolute disaster. I think that what you
Very
said there
rough.
is like so important of like the difference in terms of how these two teams manage a lead. It's so clear the sort of differentiation you're seeing here.
Yeah, I think on
Oh?
a fundamental level. Oh,
What?
wait, this isn't working.
Oh no. I
He's
mean,
dead.
he's got to go for a big play, but that one hurts. The Hex, they pull him back in, drop the Warlock ulti, but Envy dies inside of it, trying to kill off Quinn. Aphotic Shield backs away, they're fine. Spin afterwards, Yamsun stun, held onto it. Maybe afterwards they can make a big play, but the stun comes instead from MSS. And Spike Carapace into a couple more punches. Maybe now with the Vendetta hit, it's not enough. They dodge away again, Quinn hiding from S. Power shot afterwards, it's not gonna be enough. Putting on a clinic, cool as a cucumber. GG, well played, they're done. They are done.
I think
Damn,
they're just
dude.
mentally broken from the last game.
Yeah.
You know, it's something. That's rough. That's rough. Hard to see.
Jeez. 17-3, and it did not look particularly close at many points in that game. I mean, I guess the thing that you're talking about there, the like mental impact that comes after a big loss like that, is that just what this is to you?
I mean, it is for sure. Like, they're not a cohesive team yet, right? Like,
Right.
they've only played together for a certain amount of time. I don't think like they have people with the potential to be leaders, but I don't think anyone was able to step like. You have to go above and beyond
Right.
after those types of losses to turn it around, and that's why like coaches generally are very useful because like when I think of coaches, I think of Blitz, right? Like if Team Liquid has a bad loss, I think that Team Liquid will come back in the next game because I know Blitz will do his job and he will turn their mentality around. Black and Yellow, they both don't have the experience and they don't have someone to like the best thing a coach can say after series like that is, guys, I fucked up the draft. Let's just go game 2. If you play the same with a different draft, you would have won. It's my bad. You just go to the next game. You feel full of confidence. After that game, it's so hard for them to feel full of confidence. I'm not too sure anyone on that team has like the aptitude to just be like, guys, don't worry about that game. I messed up. Just go next. We play the same. We got this. Like, we can win the series.
Right.
And I think it showed. Like, it was just like game 1, right?
Yeah.
Both games just ended in stomps, right, guys?
That's the way it went.
Yeah, no, it's hard. It's rough.
Well, definitely something to be learned from that one. We'll see if they're able to pull it back the next series that I'm not sure who Black and Yellow plays next, but
sorry.
Quincy Crew.
One last thing.
What's that? Go for it. Hit us up. Howie, drop the knowledge bomb.
Eternal Envy started with Boots, got him to first blood. Boots first on carries. Apparently, the dream. That's all.
That's what you got to do, everybody. Boots first carry every time, just not in our pubs. So we're going to go a quick break. The panel's going to break down that one. Won't be quite as much as the last game, but still curious to hear what they have to say. For now, we'll go a quick break. See you on the other side.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Our first series has now concluded. Quite the roller coaster of a ride it was. I'm back now with Jenkins and Suns fan, as it is Quincy Crew who will secure it 2-0 here. Now we're going to check out some of the head-to-head stats. Unfortunately, game 2, not as intense as game 1, Jenkins, but, you know, Quincy Crew able to get the win nonetheless. I mean, Aui kind of put it really well there at the end. It's really hard to bounce back after a game 1 like that unless you have that additional type of support available. I mean, would you agree with them on that? And do you think it really was mostly about this game 1?
Yeah, my line of thinking watching that second game was they used everything they had in the tank. They put every single piece of their being into that game and they lost. And so I could imagine that just leaves you feeling empty and defeated. And I think they need more than a 5-minute reset to deal with that, unfortunately.
Suns fan, I'm going to let you talk so your mic will reset itself right now.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Now you're
Greetings.
balanced again. Very good. Very good.
Brilliant. Could hear the heaving and heavy breathing there.
Yeah, apologies.
Not gonna lie to you here.
I'm very fat. Quincy Crew won all the lanes. I think Black and Yellow kind of lacked, and AUA brought this up, I believe. They just lacked damage early on. Like, Windrunner's the only one that can actually do any damage, and he just didn't get off to a good start, which is weird because it felt like the opposite draft, right? They had a lot of damage early in the previous game. But you can see kind of the class difference between the teams because Quincy Crew able to extend their lead very early, just becoming a complete stomp. And I think Void is one of these heroes where, like, if you look at other carries like Juggernaut, even Spectre getting like a Blade Mail or something, you can fight relatively early. But Void, very item dependent, might be the most item dependent hard carry in the game now. And it just feels like you're not doing that much early.
Does look like, rather, we have our winner interview ready to go. He's been ready to go for quite a bit, so appreciate the patience on this one. We have Quinn joining us on the line. Quinn, congratulations on your win in quite a crazy series there. So first and foremost, GG's my man. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm okay.
Yeah. So game number 1, obviously probably going to be the main focus of a discussion here. You guys got down to the brink of megas where you were even below on net worth. You end the game nearly at 100K in net worth. When you were at megas though, like legit honest, did you guys feel like there was still a potential win condition there, or were you like battling it out just to get some extra practice in, or what was your head state like when the megas came in?
I actually think after the megas, we were maybe even favored to win. I mean, maybe not favored, but it's not easy for them to win. I think it's actually a close game. There were several points before the megas where we're like super, super lost. But I think at the point where we had the megas and we got a bunch of kills, they like lost a bunch of gold from buybacks and stuff. I think we're actually okay.
Okay. Well, so I guess to follow up on that, it would be, was there a particular moment that you were like, oh, we have
Hello?
a condition now
Is
to
my-
be
am I
able to
here?
pull
Am
back?
I-
Are you not able to hear me right now? Hello?
No, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No, okay. The question was, so if that wasn't the point when you guys
did
were
you-
like, oh, it's making it work. Sorry, it sounds like there's a bit of conversation. I'll mulligan out that question as a terrible host. And
We're
just throw it over
good
to
now. We're good now.
Jenkins.
We're good now. Sorry.
Are we
Hello?
good?
Can I be heard? Hello?
Hello.
can. I
Jenkins,
can hear
go for it.
everyone.
Quincy. Oh, there he
Okay.
is. Hello, Sam. Good to see you. Let me just ask you this question. I have two questions. One will be a mulligan because surely one of them will go horribly. I was really interested to see how you guys static the game after losing all of the lanes in game one. Well, maybe you didn't lose the lanes, but the lanes. Well, you guys lost a little bit. You know.
We lost lanes.
Okay. In NA, usually when you lose all the lanes, your team just GGs and somebody runs down mid. So I'm wondering like what the communication was like for you guys. Who made the call to static and like what was the call? Because you guys just kept like a 2K gold lead for them for like 10, 15 minutes when I think most teams would just lose.
I mean, to be honest, they didn't really make that many plays. It was all like, I mean, they were in control of the game at that point. They sort of made the decision themselves to stagnate the game. Like they were just farming their side. And so we are like, I mean, we can't run into them, so we'll just farm our side too. So we just kind of
Yeah.
sat around. You look for opportunities and stuff, but we weren't really in a position to dictate the game. So we just kind of waited, and they didn't do that much.
Okay, so my mulligan is about the mega creeps. I'm wondering if you were in their position where you have megas, is there an easy play that you think you could have made to just end the game? Is there something that you think that they missed out on that they could have done that they just weren't doing?
I mean, I think they never really threatened our throne at all. We glyphed one time past megas, and it was whenever Envy ported to our base, and we almost lost. If we didn't have a Ballista, I don't know, we might have lost. So I feel like they should have hit our threatened our throne, but they didn't really try.
All right.
Okay.
Mr. Quinn, I have a couple questions for you as well, all relating to game one, because game two was not really a game of Dota, from my perspective at least. For draft wise, game one, were you guys experimenting at all?
It was a touch unorthodox, but I wouldn't say we were like intentionally experimenting.
Because I know this is a Lelis question, but he did not go double edge when you have a Shadow Demon. We're wondering why. That was very weird.
I'm not sure. I didn't know what skill build he did. I mean, he was kind
4-0-4.
of sacked in lane, so maybe he thought he couldn't like aggress on them because it was some try. We like showed up the third hero a bit late. I'm sure it was something along those lines.
Okay, so my second question is for game one. What regrets do you guys have? Like looking back now, obviously you haven't looked at a replay or anything like that, but are there any like overarching issues that you had that you think you could easily correct that maybe you didn't see at the time?
Overarching, I'm not sure. There were certainly a lot of specific mistakes that were quite bad. I'm not proud of my play in that game. But I'm not sure if they're overarching things off the top of my head.
But you ended with a Divine Rapier, so you did pretty well, I think.
I did end with a rapier. We got a couple handouts here and there, though. That helped. I'm not sure we would have made it by without the handouts.
Thank Envy for those ones.
You know, it seems interesting how in season one you guys had that game fall short against black and yellow, and then were able to pull it off in here. Season two, they still somehow give you a bit of a run for your money, even though you're able to pull out the win. But would you say it's still a totally different, like black and yellow squad you're going against, or would you say that they're still got that kind of similarity to them where they can give you a bit of trouble?
I think they're a similar team. I mean, there's some differences because they have Envy now, so they probably have some like more ideas and maybe a stronger leader or something than before. But I think they're a similar team.
Okay. And I'll just finish up, Quinn. I mean, this is your season two start. You've had a couple of openers, a couple of wins. You know, how is it feeling so far for you guys? Is it feeling like it's going to be a potential run back of what we've seen in season one? Or are you feeling like season two could be a bit of a harder journey? What are you feeling so far?
I think it will be more difficult as teams are together longer. Like Zoomers hadn't played with Brax that long. I think whenever the first league happened, Undying hadn't been around for that long. So I imagine it'll be slightly more difficult because they'll have better chemistry, been along, or been around longer, etc. But I think it'll be comparable. And I mean, you know, if we play our best, then I think we'll make it. And if we don't, then you know, I mean, you just have to try and play your best.
All right. Good stuff. Early prediction for Undying versus 2Base, our next series?
Undying is favored, but Boar Daddy is a spooky player.
Board Daddy. Let's see if they can at least pull out a win, if not pull out the upset. Thank you so much, Quinn, for joining us. It was a pleasure to watch you guys play and win. And thank you so much for the entertaining game one. We look forward to you guys in the future. Take care.
Thank you.
Good stuff to Quinn. And, they feel confident, but I'm actually curious how much they were sweating for that game. Number one on the inside. I'm curious how the comms were. If only we could be a fly on the wall. Let's take a real fast look at the standings, as I'm sure they're going to be updated here. But, gentlemen, at the end of the day, we get the result that we had expected. Quincy Crew pulling out the W. They will remain at the top of the division until they come across that type of heavier competition, right? Your EGs and your Undyings, of course. But, we can't forget on the 4 Zoomers, who even Quinn said himself, they've been together longer. They're going to be a bit more experienced. Maybe they have some new ideas. You got to look out for them, right, Jenkins?
Yeah, you definitely can't screw around with this team, and I think they've shown that for literally the past year, even when Quincy Crew was effectively dumpstering them in the grand finals of everything, Zoomers would always take they would always take 1 or 2 games or something like that off of Quincy Crew, even when they were, the beasts of NA that they were when EG wasn't playing. So you really do have to be careful for them. Sammy Boy's rank 7, Gunner's rank 6, Brax is rank 11 or something like that. So they have 3 of the highest individually skilled cores in the entire region. And then I think people talk about the Ocean Husky support duo as if they completely carry the team. And, it's easy to forget that when you see Zoomers have these weak games because, good Lord, they can look hilariously bad. But, it's like envy. That's why we love them. They're super, super interesting, but they're always, something to look out for.
And Suns fan has an early look here for the upcoming Undying versus 2-base. We were treated as such an entertaining game one. Is there any potential like that for a 2-base team to come in here and give a team like Undying a show like that and potentially pull out an upset?
I mean, why not? We've basically seen everything at this point. I mean, there's no envy factor, I guess, but I think Undying, obviously the favored team. I don't know. Moon Meander feels like he's taken things a little bit more seriously the last few months, right? So I expect this to be a 2-0 regardless, but I think 2-base, they've shown that they're able to take at least some games off of the upper echelon teams, or at least potential to. So it still should be a 2-0 though.
I do see Monkeys Forever practicing a lot in pubs. He was last season. He took a bit of a hiatus. He wasn't really playing very many pubs. He was unranked. He just had the Immortal badge and he wasn't ranked. That's how few pubs he was playing, even winning the lower division season 1. So he's playing a lot more. And I think, talking about Envy as this late game player, Monkeys is also this sort of player that he will fight until the very last shrine in his base dies, and he will be the guy that is baiting you to your tier 4s to TP to kill him on some Batrider or Nature's Prophet or Broodmother, some really cheesy bullshit hero, which, by the way, he is spamming in pubs, this Broodmother hero. So I do think you have to look out for 2-base. They are they have some potential cheese and scary stuff that they can pick and catch you off guard, but I think it'll be Undying victory as well.
All right. And if you at home are listening to that and finding your way into your pubs to grind out to be the next big star, I recommend you check out our sponsor, XPG, and maybe getting a hold of one of their sick new notebooks that could help you go that far. It's the Gunmetal Xenia notebook. I mean, you don't get much more American than gunmetal, so fits in quite well, looks colorful and nice, and you have an opportunity to get an XPG notebook yourself. And all you have to do is just scroll down, check out the banner, and click about the giveaway, and you have an opportunity to win an XPG Xenia XE Gaming Lifestyle Ultrabook. That's right. Put your fingers on that board and you are living the gaming lifestyle, whatever that is. Let you imagine what the hell that may be. On the other side, you also have the opportunity to win. Okay, well, we'll find out in a moment, because in addition to that, you could potentially win a Summoner Gaming keyboard. And both of these are going to come with some sweet BTS merch, which is a bit better than the laptop, but, no bias here. Anyways, good stuff. Scroll down, support XPG, our awesome new sponsor for NADPC, which also supports North America. Jenkins, you were saying gaming lifestyle, and Jenkins, they're like this. Am I right, my guy?
The gaming lifestyle to me is being very tired when you wake up in the morning, and having way too many thoughts go through your mind when you're trying to sleep. In the nighttime, is your domain. You're like a degenerate, very disgusting version of Batman, essentially. And the thing is, everything in your life can be crumbling around you, and as long as you have your games, you have your beautiful friends on the internet, spending time here with you guys here, and as long as you're playing on your XPG gunmetal laptop, that's all that matters. The whole point of life is just to enjoy it and have a good time, and that's what gaming is to me. It's more of a philosophy, it's more of a mentality, a lifestyle than it is a hobby. And that's what everybody should get into. You should get your parents to get XPG laptops, get your grandfather, Pep, to get the XPG laptop, and get them into the gaming lifestyle today.
Yeah.
Sounds like a
Sunshine, you
cult.
agree, right?
Look at that.
I'm
That-
done.
Once
I'm
again,
done. Get
check
that
out.
That man is the leader of a cult. I'll tell you what, right now.
I'm
You
not
look like
a
the
leader.
guy for the GameStop thing, but some sort of game lifestyle instead, I guess.
When I think of gaming lifestyle, it's actually much less serious, and I know Jenkins is thinking on a whole new level. I feel like it's much more basic. You just sprawled out on a couch, watching Twitch on the TV, XPG laptop in your lap, just playing whatever game you want to
No.
play,
That's wrong.
and you're just
That's wrong.
completely
the-
passed out.
Oh.
with all the
The-
Totino's
the
pizza
gaming-
rolls that you've eaten.
Oh.
No,
It's too
no,
much.
no, no.
It's too much.
Yeah.
This is incorrect. The gaming lifestyle is the rejection of society. It is the rejection of all of the philosophies that anybody else will impose on you. And it is the complete acceptance that you are the creature that creates your own essence. And humans have this beautiful capability of doing that. Nobody else can do that. And gamers are the best people on the planet for defining their own essence.
Yeah, hell yeah. That was our Jenkins
Sure.
Unfiltered Moment, sponsored by XPG, of course. Go support them. Go support North American Dota. And we're going to support further by heading into a break, because when we come back, we have to get into our next series. It's Undying versus Simply 2 Based. We'll see you there.